All right, here's the next video right here. In this one, we're looking at converting degree measures to radians or vice versa. Now, in class, I mentioned that your calculators had two different modes. You could have your calculator in degree mode or radian mode. Radian is just another way of measuring angles that we're going to use in this unit. And you're going to see it in future classes whenever you're using trig functions. So let's look into our journal again. You'll see right here when we've got this special unit circle right here. We're going to go more into the unit circle in class, but what you're going to see is, again, if you remember, when you've got your angle, to make a circle, if you trace this circle all the way around, this circle is equal to 360 degrees. Well, in radian measure, that's equal to a complete, we call that 2 pi. One full rotation is 2 pi radians. Okay, again, we're going to get into what radians means in class, but what you need to know is that a full 360 degree angle is equal to 2 pi radians. Whenever you're working with radians, you're going to have pi in your value. Now, to convert between degree and radians, to go from degrees to radians, we just multiply our degree measurement by pi radians over 180 degrees. To go from radian to degree, we just multiply our radian value by 180 over pi. These are the two keys right here. To go from degrees to radians, it's pi over 180. And to go from radians to degrees, it's 180 over pi. Okay? Now, what you'll notice is that each 90 degrees is equal to pi over 2 radians. So 90 is equal to pi over 2, 180 is equal to pi, 270 is equal to 3 pi over 2, and again, 360 is equal to 2 pi. So let's go back and look at these problems. So convert the degree measure to radians. Now, we're going to go from 120 to our measure in degree or in radians. So to do that, we simply take 120 and we multiply it by pi radians over 180 degrees. So you're going to see that what happens is we can simplify this fraction right here. And when we take 120 and divide it by 180, we can divide this, and if we divide this by 60, we end up with 2 pi over 3 radians. All we've done is simplified our fraction here. So to go from degrees to radians, you just multiply the degrees by pi over 180 and then simplify the fraction. To go from radians to degrees, we just do the opposite. We just multiply by 180 over pi. You're going to see what happens when you multiply by 180 over pi. These pi's are going to cancel out here, and you're going to be left with negative 180 over 12. Let's see. If you divide that by 6, you're going to get 30 over 2, which ends up being 15 degrees. And that's as simple as it is to go from degrees to radians and radians to degrees. All you have to do is you have to remember you're multiplying either by pi over 180 or 180 over pi. And when you do so, it cancels out. The degrees cancel out and we're left with radians. In this case, the pi's cancel out and we're left with degrees. Okay, so again, you can come back, watch this again to pause it. What I want you guys to do is I want you to go ahead and I want you to convert either degrees into radians or radians into degrees. So go ahead and convert each of these values. Now, for part A, you're going to have an answer with pi in it. I know your keyboard doesn't have pi you can type in, so you can just write the word pi. So like, for example, this would just be 9 pi over 4, so 9 pi over 4. So for your first one, you can leave your answer with just the word pi in it. Okay? Go ahead and type both of those into the text box now.